I think at this point, where do I want to start first? I apologize immediately. This is going to be a little bit free-flowing. So normally these things are a little structured, but if I'm over here and I'm over here and I'm over here, I apologize. There's a lot of information coming at us very quickly. So news today is it looks like Shedeur Sanders might not go in the first round. I don't buy that. I think he's going to go to the Steelers at 21 if I had to guess, or 22 if I had to guess. And that kind of news is coming in all day, and it'll change by the time this video's up. And just so everyone knows, tomorrow morning I will have a reaction to who the Cardinals drafted and what they need to do tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a special edition of the Ben Garcia Show. Outside, if the Suns hire Bob Myers tomorrow, it will be Arizona Cardinals draft reaction to the first round and other players. See right there, I already went off the haywire, so I apologize. Also, Aaron, I would love to know if you're going to be, I don't know where exactly you're at in Wisconsin, but I would love to know if you're going to the draft. Shawanu, Wisconsin. I don't know where that's at. So I would like to know if you're going to the draft. Let's go here. Already everywhere here. It seems as if the two positions, if I had to guess, the Arizona Cardinals are going to go, is edge rusher or offensive lineman. What I got to be honest about the Arizona Cardinals draft day decisions, and I got to type this guy's name on here so I don't pronounce it wrong. But you see what I was before, and this is where it's going to change a little bit. I was a Will Johnson believer. I wanted him on the Arizona Cardinals. But upon further review, if the Cardinals do draft a cornerback at 16, I hope it is Will Johnson. And this is, again, where the skipping around goes. Jahdae Barron, I'm not interested in. He's 5'10", barely 5'11", maybe. Short arms. Doesn't fit the mold of what the Arizona Cardinals want to do. He just doesn't. And it's hard for me to believe that guy would have a chance to starting over Garrett Williams. Will Johnson has got all the tangibles to be a star in the NFL for years to come. And I still wouldn't be against the pick. But if you are looking at a cornerback situation and a rookie cornerback situation, you do wonder how much they're going to help you this year. Every NFL rookie cornerback deserves a year to just be awful. Because it's hard. You're adjusting to guys that you could smash at the line of the scrimmage easily, to the point where these are guys that just are the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. You're trying to cover them for 4 seconds, and that's nearly impossible. And it does take an adjustment year. Even when there are terrible rookie cornerbacks, I give them a year. It's just really hard to walk in and shut down, Marvin Harrison Jr. or, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. It's hard to go from some random guy on Grambling State to Justin Jefferson. But it looks like Will Johnson's not going to be the pick. I would actually be surprised at this point if Will Johnson was picked at 16 by the Arizona Cardinals. It looks like he's going to fall either to the Dolphins at 13 or he's going to fall well past the Arizona Cardinals, potentially into the second round, given his medicals and given the fact as well that if you're a team trying to win this year, Will Johnson just might not be in the cards to be able to help you this season because he's a rookie cornerback. So when I look at some of the options on who the Arizona Cardinals are going to go tonight, I've got a couple of ideas on who it will be. But before I dive deeper into there, let me just say what cannot happen tonight. What cannot happen is the Arizona Cardinals go wide receiver. As of right now, the Cardinals have not brought in Matthew Golden, Tedero McMillan, Ibuka from Ohio State, whose name just annoys me, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Well, not his name, but the idea of him being drafted in the Cardinals annoys me, so hearing his name annoys me, is this. The Cardinals haven't brought in any of those guys for a top 30 visit. They simply have not. sounds like they're not very interested in the wide receiver route. It would be kind of jarring to me if they did take a wide receiver at this point. So to me, I'm sure they're doing their due diligence, but to me, it doesn't look like they're going to go the wide receiver route. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And just so we're clear, if the Cardinals did go wide receiver, and it wasn't Matthew Golden, or Tedoroa McMillan, I will be beyond pissed. If the Cardinals come out of this draft in the first round with Emeka Ibuka, I will lose my brain cells. And Daniel Jeremiah yesterday mocked the Arizona Cardinals getting Emeka Ibuka. I'm not interested in taking a flyer in the middle of the first round at a position you don't even need that badly. You want to go get Tedoroa McMillan, you want to go get Matthew Golden, fine. You know they're going to be at least number 2s. I'm not interested in taking flyers on positions I don't need help with. I am interested in taking flyers on positions that can help that need help, like the edge rusher position. So, at this point, I believe it's going to be one of these two positions for the Arizona Cardinals. I believe they go offensive line or they go defensive line. And I have one name on the offensive line who I've mentioned before on this channel who I believe will likely be the selection tonight. Because it feels like at this point the NFL draft is even in the first round. I'm also not ruling out the Arizona Cardinals trading back. In fact, I think it's about a 50-50 shot, and I talked with Donnie Druin yesterday on Cards on SI. Really great conversation about the NFL draft, given the Arizona Cardinals. But there's three guys. And there's three guys, two positions, or three scenarios, three guys, two positions that I think the Cardinals are going to go. Jalen Walker is interesting. He's that linebacker, but he's kind of a tweener. Again, I'm not interested in tweeners in this draft. This team is close to competing. I need to get an actual position of need, and I need that person to play that position. So here are the three names that I think have the greatest chance of being Arizona Cardinals tonight. And I'll give you the name that I believe is going to be an Arizona Cardinal tonight in just a second. I believe Jalen Walker doesn't make a lot of sense, at least at pick 16. Will Johnson, given the medicals, probably not going to happen. James Pierce Jr., I know this is stupid, but I just worry about the guy's size. Really slender. I don't know if off the edge that's going to work as well. Although I'm not against him. Shemar Stewart, the Texas A&M kid, absolutely not interested. Not interested in a guy who is a very much what if. Kenneth Grant is interesting. Kelvin Banks is interesting. But out of these three guys, I believe one of these three guys will be Arizona Cardinals. I believe these three guys have the best chance of being Arizona Cardinals tonight, with one guy leading the way. First one I think is Walter Nolan. The Arizona Cardinals have said on and on how much they value interior pressure. And I agree with that. If there's any position on the field that can disrupt the quarterback the most, it's pressure up the middle. However, it's kind of tough to do that. And with Darius Robinson, who plays interior, and Calais Campbell, who plays interior, and Dalvin Tomlinson, who plays in the interior, I don't know if the Cardinals are in dire need of Walter Nolan there. I wouldn't be against the pick, but I don't know if they're in dire need there. So I'd put him at the third most likely. The second most likely, I think, is Mykel Williams, the edge rusher from Georgia. And it feels like Mykel Williams has the potential to be the best edge rusher in this draft, although it doesn't seem super obvious that that'll be the case. But it seems like Mykel Williams has a very high floor. And if you're the Cardinals, you're just trying to hit those doubles, right? Just continue to put dudes on the line. Even if you don't have a Myles Garrett or a Micah Parsons, put one of these dudes on the line. So if the Cardinals went after an edge rusher today, and that was where they wanted to go, I think it's Mykel Williams. And I think it makes sense. Rock solid. Stick him on the line. Plug and play guy. Can play on the outside. And probably do a better job of it than a Walter Nolan could, obviously. Or a Darius Robinson could, obviously. And so that would make sense. And I wouldn't be upset with Mykel Williams. It just feels safe. And what I don't want to do anymore is be safe. I'm sick and tired of being conservative. Maybe this isn't the draft to be conservative. Maybe the Cardinals trade back in. I don't know. But I got to be honest with you guys. It does piss me off to just be conservative all the damn time. We're trying to win a Super Bowl here. We're trying to get in the playoffs here. Take a damn swing. And then the most conservative pick, which I won't be upset with, but I do think will be the pick at pick 16, is Josh Simmons. And I understand some people hear that name, not thrilled with it. His medicals have some red flags, but it looks like he's going to be up and running by training camp and have no setbacks. And from all other reports, he'd be the number one, number 2 guy, easily top 10 pick in the draft if he didn't have medical issues. But it feels like Josh Simmons is going to be a Monty Austin-Fort guy tonight. You're trying to solidify that offensive line. You're trying to protect Kyler Murray. You're trying to keep him upright. And this is the best argument for it. And that's this. Josh Simmons might just be the safest pick in this draft. And the Arizona Cardinals offensive line doesn't have a ton of depth to it. And if you're talking about Paris Johnson Jr. and Josh Simmons as bookend tackles for the next 5+ years, you feel pretty good about that. And also, we've mentioned this before, his head coach, or his offensive line coach, Justin Frye from Ohio State, who's now the offensive line coach for the Arizona Cardinals, is probably vouching for this guy beyond all measures. Just going crazy, trying to convince the Cardinals to take this guy. And in a draft that has a lot of question marks and not a lot of marquee players, it would make sense to me if the Cardinals felt like going the safest route and taking Josh Simmons. So if I had to take a prediction tonight, not the guy I want is probably Mykel Williams at this point. But if I'm just taking a guess, and who I think the Cardinals are going to take tonight, I think Josh Simmons is going to be the next Arizona Cardinal with a potential of trading back up in this draft. So that's where I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to go. I think it's, in this order, Walter Nolan, Mykel Williams, and then with the pick being their top selection, Josh Simmons. But here's the caveat, and now that I'm done with that, and this is going to kind of piss me off too, but I guess I get it to this point. If there's too many guys with medical issues, I guess I get it. Abdul Carter, very interesting to me. I'd give up a bunch of picks to go get him. You have issues at the edge rushing position, but maybe you feel really good about Mykel Williams or Walter Nolan, who Walter Nolan doesn't really play the edge, but still. I think there's a legitimate shot the Arizona Cardinals trade back tonight. And I take a second to think about that because I'm not thrilled by it. I'm not. Because then at that point, you're talking about a Darius Alexander, maybe even a Jahad Campbell. Guys like that who either have injury issues or are falling in the draft for different reasons. Maybe a James Pierce Jr., a Stewart out of A&M. It feels like at that point you're just being really conservative. And that really does annoy me. And this is what I mean by this segment's going to be a little haywire. You're just getting raw reactions from me today. Literally nothing planned outside of those few things I talked about a second ago. I think the Cardinals, either it's Josh Simmons or trading back. I think that's like the 50-50 chance. And then if you wanted me to throw those other guys in, I would. Then I think it's 25% cut up between the two guys. and then whatever the even percentage is for Josh Simmons or trading back. I think there's a strong indication that the Cardinals are going to trade back tonight, which tells me they don't believe in the top-end talent in this draft, and they're more interested in just getting starters, guys who are going to get second and third contracts. So, still kind of pulling for Will Johnson a little bit. Probably my fourth guy now who's kind of fallen off a bit. My top 5 guys, Jalen Walker, Will Johnson, Walter Nolan, Mykel Williams, Josh Simmons. Scratch that. Mykel Williams 1, Josh Simmons 2. Those would be my top 5 guys. And I think it's either going to be Mykel Williams, Josh Simmons, or a trade back. With a trade back, very, very possible. Very possible. I don't rule that out at all. So with that being said, guys, I really appreciate you guys taking this ride with me over the NFL draft. We're going to have a blast with it over the next couple of days. There will be a show tomorrow. 7:15 local time tomorrow because I am house sitting a different house. I got to drive over here, make it all happen. 10:15 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. 7:15 a.m. local time tomorrow. We'll be reacting to the pick in real time. I'll be giving you guys another list of guys who potentially the Arizona Cardinals could go after in the second round, second and third round. Unless there's massive Suns news, I'm pretty sure it'll just be a draft show tomorrow. Appreciate you guys making me a part of your day. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. I'm here every Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. local time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again, tomorrow, a special edition of the Ben Garcia Show. A draft show reaction, second and third rounds, all the good stuff. Appreciate you guys making me a part of your day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the live stream tomorrow. But until tomorrow, have a hell of an NFL draft, guys. Let's go. It's NFL draft day. One of the best things about the NFL draft is that everyone feels like they have a chance to win the Super Bowl, which is just clearly not the case.